The NBA world has been rocked by massive trades in this summer, with stars like Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Bradley Beal all on the move. Let's break down every major deal shaping the new season. Kevin Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets, bringing veteran leadership to Texas. Miles Turner leaves the Pacers for the Milwaukee Bucks, adding rim protection and spacing alongside Giannis. Jrue Holiday switches from the Celtics to the Trail Blazers, giving Portland a strong defensive guard presence. Mark Williams goes from the Hornets to the Suns, becoming their new anchor in the paint. Brook Lopez moves from Milwaukee to the Clippers, where his shooting and defense should pair well with their stars. Clint Capella leaves Atlanta for Houston, providing rebounding and inside presence next to Durant. Kristaps Porzingis departs Boston for Atlanta, giving the Hawks another floor-spacing big. Dillon Brooks exits Houston for Phoenix, where his defense and energy will fit the Suns' culture. Jalen Green is sent from Houston to the Suns, forming a new young backcourt duo. Desmond Bane moves from Memphis to the Orlando Magic, adding shooting to their lineup. Damian Lillard heads to Portland, where he belongs. Bradley Beal leaves the Suns for the Clippers, giving Los Angeles another elite scorer. Marcus Smart is on the move again, this time leaving Washington for the Lakers to bring toughness and grit. Chris Paul departs San Antonio for the Clippers, returning to the team he once starred with. CP3 will end his career in the team where he shined. Gary Harris moves from Orlando to Milwaukee, giving them another shooter option. DeAndre Ayton heads to the Lakers from Portland to bolster their frontcourt. He will form a scary trio with Luka and LeBron. Anthony Simons is traded from the Blazers to Boston, bringing offensive spark. Duncan Robinson leaves Miami for the Pistons as Detroit continues adding shooting. John Collins exits Utah for the Clippers, where he adds athleticism. Norman Powell heads to Miami from the Clippers to boost their scoring. D'Angelo Russell leaves the Nets for Dallas, giving the Mavericks more offensive firepower. He will be another piece in the stacked Dallas roster. Jordan Clarkson departs Utah for the Knicks, bringing instant scoring off the bench. Shout out to all the fans watching from the Philippines. Tell me if you are one of them in the comments. Kevin Love is traded from Miami to Utah in a veteran move. Kyle Anderson leaves Miami for Utah as well, adding versatility to the Jazz rotation. Russell Westbrook is moving out of Denver, with his next destination still uncertain. Michael Porter Jr. is traded from Denver to the Nets, shaking up both franchises. Cameron Johnson makes the opposite switch, heading from the Nets to Denver. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is moved from Minnesota to Atlanta Hawks, where his shooting will be valuable. Colin Sexton leaves Utah for Charlotte, where he can thrive with more opportunities. Lonzo Ball is traded from Chicago to Cleveland in a full-circle return. Jonas Valanciunas moves from Sacramento to Denver, providing inside presence. Can Denver win the title this season? Tell in the comments who is your favorite. George Niang is traded from Boston to Utah, stretching the floor with his shooting. Terrence Mann leaves the Hawks for Brooklyn, joining their rebuild. Isaac Okoro heads from Cleveland to Chicago, bringing defense and athleticism. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is moved from Orlando to Memphis, where his shooting and defense should shine. Pat Connaughton goes from Milwaukee to Charlotte, where his experience will help their young team. Kevin Looney departs Golden State for the Pelicans, giving New Orleans championship toughness. Dorian Finney-Smith leaves the Lakers and heads to the Houston Rockets, where he will add perimeter defense. Dennis Schroeder heads from Detroit to Sacramento, providing veteran guard play. The experienced German will again switch teams. Karis LeVert is moved from Atlanta to Detroit in a swap of scoring wings. Then we have the big man. Luke Kornet leaves Boston for San Antonio to bring size. Bruce Brown Jr. departs New Orleans for the Nuggets, adding energy and championship pedigree back to the Mile High City. Before we continue, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It means so much for the channel and helps us continue making regular videos. Let's continue. Next we have Simone Fontecchio, who moves from Detroit to Miami. The Italian forward will bring experience to the retooled Heat. Jonathan Kuminga is a free agent, and his destination is still uncertain, making him one of the most intriguing pieces on the market. Seth Curry leaves the Hornets, with rumors speculating he will join his brother Steph in the Warriors. Al Horford is also on the Warriors' radar, if he doesn't decide to retire. Chris Boucher moves to the Celtics, leaving Canada to continue providing energy and defense. Yusuf Nurkic joins the Jazz, giving them a true interior presence. Dario Saric heads to the Kings, bringing floor spacing and veteran savvy to Sacramento. Larry Nance Jr. moves to the Cavaliers, adding energy, rebounding, and defensive flexibility to Cleveland's frontcourt. Mason Plumlee heads to the Hornets, shoring up Charlotte's big man depth. Tim Hardaway Jr. joins the Nuggets, giving Denver a solid perimeter scoring. Ben Simmons leaves the Clippers, but his destination remains uncertain as teams evaluate his fit. Dylan Jones is traded to the Wizards, while Colby Jones goes to the Thunder, both young pieces looking to prove themselves. Spencer Dinwiddie joins the Hornets, offering playmaking and veteran experience. Cole Anthony moves to the Bucks, giving Milwaukee a dynamic guard option. Mojave King heads to the Pelicans, adding young depth to their roster. Jordan Poole is traded to the Pelicans, offering them a scorer who can light it up on any night. Saddiq Bey also joins New Orleans, giving the Pelicans another strong shooter and defender. C.J. McCollum leaves New Orleans for the Wizards, forming a new backcourt in Washington. Kelly Olynyk moves to the Spurs, adding size and floor spacing in San Antonio. Ty Jerome heads to the Grizzlies, providing depth at the point guard spot. Josh Minot is traded to the Celtics, giving Boston another young forward to develop. Jake LaRavia joins the Lakers, adding size and shooting. Luka Garza goes to the Boston Celtics, strengthening their interior rotation. The 2024 champs have really decided to bring more youth until Tatum recovers. Jay Huff heads to the Pacers, providing rim protection and size, after Turner left. Marvin Bagley III moves to the Wizards, giving Washington another frontcourt option. Lindy Waters II heads to the San Antonio Spurs, adding outside shooting. Josh Okogie joins the Rockets, bringing defense and hustle. The Rockets are stacking up centers and will be a force in the paint next season. Jaden Springer is traded to the Pelicans, adding a young backcourt option. The Frenchman Olivier Sarr heads to the Raptors, giving Toronto frontcourt depth. Ethan Thompson joins the Heat, offering more young talent to Miami. Kessler Edwards moves to the Nuggets, giving Denver another wing defender. If healthy, the Nuggets will for sure be a title candidate next to the reigning OKC. Jason Preston goes to the Clippers, adding depth at the guard spot. Adam Flagler heads to the Spurs, giving them a developmental guard. Tidy Washington Jr. joins the Clippers, offering scoring and playmaking upside. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is also with the Clippers, giving them a young shooter in a team full of veterans. Micah Potter heads to the Spurs, adding size and rebounding. Haywood Highsmith moves to the Nets, giving Brooklyn a versatile defensive forward. Tyus Jones joins the Orlando Magic, bringing veteran playmaking to Florida. Trendon Watford is traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, giving them another young forward with energy. Gershon Yabusel heads to the Knicks, after some really good games with France on the international tournaments. Finally, Javonte Green moves to the Pistons, adding toughness and athleticism to Detroit. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this trade breakdown. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss the biggest NBA updates. Turn on notifications to stay locked in for every trade rumor and roster move. Drop a comment and let me know which trade shocked you the most. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps the content coming every day. Follow along because the NBA season is just heating up. We've got more player moves, rumors, and highlights on the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.